Personal responsibility is the foundation of everything President Obama wanted students to understand in his back-to-school speech, because no matter who you are, where you come from, or what challenges you face, the effort you choose to make each day shapes your future more than anything else. Obama explained that teachers can guide you, parents can support you, and schools can provide opportunities, but the actual decision to learn, to try, and to keep pushing forward is something only the student can make. He emphasized that success isn't an accident and it isn't based on luck. It is built slowly, day by day, through small choices, waking up on time, finishing homework even when you are tired, asking questions when you don't understand something, and refusing to give up when something becomes difficult. He wanted students to realize that their education is not something adults give them. It is something they must take ownership of, because it is their future that is being shaped. Obama acknowledged that life is not always fair. Some students grow up with greater struggles, money problems, family responsibilities, disabilities, or lack of resources. But he made it clear that these challenges should not be used as excuses to quit. He pointed out that history is full of people who started with nothing yet achieved great things simply because they kept pushing themselves and believing in their own potential. The key message was that your circumstances do not define your limit, your effort does. Even if the road is harder for some students, it becomes even more important to stay strong, stay focused, and keep moving, because quitting only guarantees failure, while trying always opens the possibility of success. He spoke directly to the idea of discipline and the courage to stay committed. Sometimes, students believe that certain subjects are too hard, or that they just can't do it. Obama challenged that belief by reminding them that nobody starts out being good at everything. Skills grow with practice. The smartest scientists were once kids who struggled with math problems. Great writers were once students who made spelling mistakes. Successful engineers, athletes, and innovators have all failed countless times, but what made them different was their willingness to keep trying when others stopped. Obama wanted students to reject the idea that failure defines them. Instead, he encouraged them to see failure as a normal, essential part of learning. When something goes wrong, the responsible thing is not to blame others or give up, but to reflect, learn, and come back stronger. Obama also made students reflect on the fact that their choices affect more than just themselves. By taking responsibility for their education, students open the doors to opportunities that will shape their future families, their communities, and even their countries. A student who chooses to work hard and grow becomes someone who can inspire others, contribute to society, and lead by example. Even small actions, helping a classmate understand a lesson, staying disciplined, showing respect to teachers, are signs of responsibility that ripple outward. Obama wanted students to understand that their education is not only about personal success. It is also about becoming someone who can make a difference in the world. He spoke honestly about distractions, social media, peer pressure, laziness, and the desire for quick rewards. Responsibility means resisting those distractions and making choices that benefit you in the long term, even when the short-term option seems easier or more fun. It means finishing your homework before playing games, studying for an exam instead of scrolling online, and choosing friends who inspire you to work hard instead of pulling you down. Obama encouraged students to think about the future version of themselves, the adult they want to become, and to make choices that bring them closer to that version every day. Obama's message of responsibility was also deeply connected to self-belief. He knew that many students doubt themselves. They think they aren't smart enough, strong enough, or talented enough, but he reminded them that the most powerful tool they have is their belief in their own ability to grow. When you decide to learn something, push yourself, and refuse to quit, you activate your potential. That is the true meaning of responsibility, not perfection, but effort, not being the best, but trying your best, not waiting for someone else to rescue you, but taking the first step yourself. Ultimately, Obama wanted students to understand that taking responsibility is empowering. It means you are in control of your future. You can choose discipline, choose effort, choose learning, and choose to keep going, even when things are difficult. And those choices add up to success. Your future doesn't belong to your circumstances, your past mistakes, or your fears. It belongs to your commitment, your hard work, and your willingness to take responsibility for your own dreams. Overcoming challenges and failure was one of the central ideas President Obama highlighted because he wanted students to understand that struggle is not a sign of weakness, but a natural and necessary part of growth. He explained that every successful person you see, whether they are a scientist, athlete, entrepreneur, artist, or leader, has faced setbacks, disappointments, and moments where they felt like giving up. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent alone. It is the willingness to keep going despite failure. Obama urged students not to treat failure as a final verdict on their abilities, but as a teacher that shows what needs improvement. Every challenge you face is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of yourself. When something goes wrong, instead of quitting or blaming others, the responsible and courageous response is to learn from it, adjust, and try again with more determination. Obama wanted students to realize that difficulties are not roadblocks but stepping stones. When you struggle with a subject, it means your brain is growing. When you face a situation where you fall short of your goal, you gain valuable experience that will help you in the future. Many students assume that if they don't understand something immediately, it means they are not smart or capable. But Obama challenged that idea. He reminded them that even geniuses like Albert Einstein and creators like Walt Disney faced failures early in life. What made them remarkable was not that everything came easily, but that they kept trying even when things went wrong. Obama believed that once students understand that failure is temporary and effort is permanent, they stop fearing mistakes and start embracing learning. He also addressed the emotional side of challenges. It is normal for students to feel discouraged, frustrated, or embarrassed when they fail. Obama wanted them to know that these feelings do not mean they are weak, they mean they are human. What truly matters is how they respond to those feelings. Giving up might feel easier in the moment, but it leads to regret later. Pushing forward, even when it hurts, builds character and confidence. Every time a student chooses to try again, they are strengthening their mindset and proving to themselves that they can overcome anything. Obama's message was clear. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing the right thing even when you are afraid. Obama also emphasized that challenges often teach lessons that success never can. When things are easy, you don't grow much. But when things are difficult, your creativity increases, your discipline sharpens, and your problem-solving skills develop. By facing obstacles, you learn patience, focus, and perseverance, qualities that shape not just your academic performance, but your entire life. Obama wanted students to understand that the resilience built through challenges will help them long after they leave school, in their careers, relationships, and personal development. If you learn early to handle pressure, recover from setbacks, and stay confident in your potential, you will be prepared for the real world. He reminded students that many of the world's greatest achievements came from people who refused to let failure stop them. Thomas Edison tried thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming one of the greatest athletes in history. J.K. Rowling faced dozens of rejections before Harry Potter became a global success. These stories show that success is often built on a foundation of repeated failures, and Obama used these examples to assure students that their struggles are not unique. Everyone goes through them, but only persistent people turn those struggles into victories. Obama also highlighted that challenges help you discover strengths you didn't know you had. When life pushes you, you learn what you are capable of. You discover the power of patience, the value of focus, and the impact of hard work. You learn how to adapt and how to trust yourself even when others doubt you. Challenges reveal who you really are and help shape who you can become. Obama urged students to see each obstacle not as something blocking their path, but as something that is shaping them for something greater. Finally, Obama wanted students to understand that overcoming challenges is not something they must do alone. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of maturity. Teachers, parents, mentors, and friends are there to support, guide, and encourage them. But the decision to keep trying must come from the student. No one else can make that choice for them. Obama wanted every student to leave with the belief that they are stronger than their fears, smarter than their doubts, and capable of achieving success no matter how difficult the journey becomes. The path may be hard, but the strength you gain from overcoming challenges will carry you throughout your entire life. Education as the key to future opportunities was one of the strongest messages President Obama delivered, because he wanted students to understand that the world they are growing up in is more competitive, more advanced, and more rapidly changing than ever before. He explained that in today's global economy, knowledge is power. The jobs of the future, whether in technology, medicine, science, engineering, business, or creative fields, require skills that can only be developed through consistent learning. Obama reminded students that education is not just about passing exams or earning good grades. It is about preparing themselves for a fulfilling future where they can support their families, contribute to society, and live a life filled with choices rather than limitations. The more a student learns, the more doors open for them. Education gives freedom, the freedom to choose a career, the freedom to build a stable life, and the freedom to shape one's destiny. Obama stressed that dropping out of school or neglecting one's studies is no longer an option in the modern world. In the past, it might have been possible to find decent work without completing education, but today the economy demands specialized skills, creativity, and problem-solving abilities. Machines, computers, and artificial intelligence handle simple tasks, which means human beings must be prepared for work that requires higher thinking, innovation, and adaptability. Obama wanted students to understand that the competition is not just within their city or country. They are competing with students all over the world who are studying hard every day to build a better future. The only way to succeed in such an environment is through strong education and a willingness to keep learning throughout life. He also emphasized that education is not limited to textbooks. It teaches discipline, focus, patience, and the ability to work through difficult problems, skills that apply to every career and every part of life. When students work through tough assignments or push themselves to understand challenging material, they are not just learning facts, they are training their minds to think deeply and handle real-world challenges. Education builds confidence because the more knowledge you gain, the more capable you feel. Obama wanted students to recognize that their classroom experiences are building habits of success that will benefit them long after they graduate. Another important idea Obama shared was that education is the greatest equalizer. No matter where a student comes from, rich or poor, urban or rural, privileged or disadvantaged, education provides a path to achieve dreams. Many of the most successful people in the world came from very humble backgrounds, but what they all had in common was a strong commitment to learning. Obama encouraged students to see school as a space where they can rise above limitations, redefine their future, and break cycles of poverty or hardship. Education empowers individuals to transform their lives and create opportunities not only for themselves, but also for their families and communities. Obama also wanted students to see education as a way to understand the world better. Learning exposes them to different cultures, perspectives, and ideas. It teaches them to think critically rather than blindly accept information. In a world full of misinformation, social media noise, and conflicting opinions, having the ability to analyze, question, and evaluate is essential. Education builds informed citizens who can participate wisely in society, make thoughtful decisions, and contribute positively to their communities. It helps students develop empathy, open-mindedness, and respect for others. He reminded students that education is a lifelong journey. Finishing school does not mean learning stops. The most successful and influential people continue learning throughout their lives, reading, researching, experimenting, and exploring new skills. Obama wanted students to develop a mindset of growth, where they see themselves as capable of improving continually. The world is evolving quickly, and those who keep learning will always stay ahead. Whether the field is technology, healthcare, agriculture, business, or art, new techniques and ideas emerge every year, and only those who stay curious will remain relevant. Obama encouraged students to connect their education to their dreams. If they want to become doctors, engineers, pilots, writers, artists, or entrepreneurs, their journey begins with what they learn today. Even if they don't yet know what they want to become, education gives them the foundation to discover their passions. He urged students to explore different subjects, try new activities, and challenge themselves, because the more they learn, the clearer their goals become. Every subject, math, science, history, literature, technology, teaches skills that shape their character and broaden their imagination. Finally, Obama explained that investing in education is not just about personal success. It strengthens entire communities and nations. Educated people create businesses, develop technology, save lives, solve problems, and inspire others. When students commit to their education, they are not only building their own future, they are contributing to the future of their society. A strong, educated generation becomes the backbone of a successful country. Obama wanted every student to understand that by dedicating themselves to learning today, they are helping build a brighter tomorrow for everyone. Every student has a unique strength was a message President Obama wanted deeply to resonate, because he believed that each young person carries within them a special set of abilities, talents, and perspectives that no one else in the world has. He explained that success is not limited to one type of intelligence or skill. The world needs thinkers, creators, helpers, builders, leaders, and problem solvers of all kinds. Obama encouraged students to understand that even if they struggle in some subjects, they may excel brilliantly in others, and that discovering these strengths is one of the most important parts of growing up. Too often, students compare themselves to others, thinking they are less, because someone else learns faster, speaks more confidently, or performs better in a specific subject. But Obama reminded them that everyone learns differently and carries different gifts. The key is not to become someone else, but to understand who you are and what you can bring to the world. Obama wanted students to explore their interests boldly. He encouraged them to try different activities, subjects, and hobbies, not only the ones they find easy, but also the ones that challenge them, because sometimes a hidden talent only appears when you push yourself outside your comfort zone. A student who thinks they are only good at sports might discover a passion for engineering. A quiet student might realize they have a gift for writing or storytelling. Someone who dislikes math today might become a brilliant accountant, architect, or programmer tomorrow. Obama believed that the journey to discovering one's strengths is filled with surprises, and students should stay open to everything they can learn. He also emphasized that strengths are not limited to academic skills. Being kind is a strength. Being disciplined is a strength. Being creative, curious, patient, responsible, or able to work well with others, These qualities matter just as much as grades. In the real world, companies and communities need people who can lead, collaborate, solve problems, communicate well, and inspire others. A student who listens carefully, supports classmates, or stays calm during stress has qualities that employers and leaders value. Obama wanted students to recognize that strengths come in many shapes and forms, and often the qualities they least appreciate about themselves are the ones that will help them succeed later in life. Another important part of Obama's message was that students should not allow anyone else to decide their worth. Sometimes people judge others quickly based on appearance, background, accent, or performance in a single subject. But Obama insisted that no one has the right to label a student as average, weak, or not talented. Many successful people were underestimated early in life, yet they rose beyond expectations because they discovered their strengths and believed in them. Obama urged students to trust their own potential, even when others fail to see it. He reminded them that teachers, parents, and mentors can guide them, but ultimately, each student must believe in themselves enough to nurture their gifts. He acknowledged that discovering strengths takes time, patience, and effort. Sometimes students expect to instantly know what they are good at, but real talent grows gradually. A future artist starts with simple drawings. A future doctor begins by being curious about how things work. A future leader first learns to take responsibility for small tasks. Obama encouraged students to practice consistently because strength grows through repetition. Each time they study, rehearse, train, or create, they are sharpening their abilities. It does not matter if progress feels slow. What matters is that they keep moving forward. Obama also highlighted that strengths become meaningful when they are used to help others. A student who is good at science can tutor a struggling classmate. A student who communicates well can help organize school events. A student who is athletic can motivate others to stay active. Using one's strengths to uplift others builds confidence and creates a positive impact. Obama believed that students should see their abilities not just as personal achievements, but as gifts that can contribute to their community. Helping others not only strengthens relationships, but also reveals leadership qualities that students may not realize they have. He also pointed out that no one becomes great alone. Even talented people face challenges, doubts, and setbacks. What helps them grow is the support of teachers, parents, and friends. Obama wanted students to understand that seeking guidance does not make their strengths smaller. It makes them stronger. Teachers can notice potential a student does not yet see. Mentors can guide them through tough choices. Friends can encourage them when they feel discouraged. By listening to feedback, accepting support, and staying open to learning, students develop their strengths in deeper, more meaningful ways. Finally, Obama reminded students that the journey toward discovering and developing their strengths is lifelong. As they grow older, they will continue learning new things about themselves, new passions, new skills, and new dreams. The world is full of opportunities waiting for people who know what they are good at and are willing to work hard. By embracing their unique strengths, students can shape a future that reflects their true potential. Obama wanted every young person to believe that they matter, that they have something valuable to offer, and that their unique gifts can lead them to a life filled with purpose, success, and fulfillment. The role of community and support was a major theme President Obama emphasized because he wanted students to understand that while personal responsibility is essential, no one succeeds entirely alone. Behind every successful student stands a network of people who guide, encourage, teach, and motivate them along the way. Obama explained that parents, teachers, mentors, and even classmates play important roles in shaping a young person's future. But he also reminded students that support does not replace effort. The community can open doors, but only the student can walk through them. He wanted students to recognize both the value of the help they receive and the responsibility they hold in using that support wisely. Obama described parents as the first teachers in a child's life. Whether they finished school or not, Parents provide love, values, discipline, and lessons that form the foundation of a child's character. They encourage students to wake up early, go to school, complete homework, and stay disciplined. Even when parents are busy, tired, or dealing with their own struggles, they try their best to support their children's education because they know how important it is. Obama wanted students to appreciate these sacrifices and understand that when parents push them to work harder, it is out of love and hope for a better future. Respecting that guidance is a key part of success. He also highlighted the critical role of teachers. Teachers spend countless hours planning lessons, grading assignments, preparing activities, and finding ways to make learning meaningful. They push students not because they want to make life difficult, but because they believe in their potential. Even when students doubt themselves, Obama wanted students to realize that teachers see abilities in them that they might not yet recognize. Teachers stay after school to explain lessons again, guide them through tough moments, and encourage them to dream bigger. By paying attention, asking questions, and showing respect, students not only honor their teachers' dedication, but also make the most of the opportunities offered to them. Beyond parents and teachers, Obama emphasized the importance of mentors and role models. These are people who share advice, offer encouragement, and help students see what is possible for their future. Mentors can be siblings, relatives, community leaders, coaches, or older students who have already walked the path. Obama wanted young people to seek help when they need it and not feel embarrassed about asking questions. He reminded them that successful people do not succeed because they know everything. They succeed because they ask, learn, and connect with people who can guide them. Mentors broaden a student's perspective and show them the steps they need to take to turn dreams into reality. Obama also spoke about classmates and peers. Friends can either lift you up or hold you back, and choosing the right people to surround yourself with is part of building a supportive environment. A good friend encourages you to study, work hard, and stay focused, while a negative friend distracts you or pushes you toward bad decisions. Obama encouraged students to surround themselves with people who inspire them, share their goals, and motivate them to do better. A supportive friend group creates a positive environment where everyone celebrates each other's progress and learns together. However, Obama made it very clear that support does not replace effort. A parent can wake you up for school, but only you can choose to pay attention. A teacher can explain a lesson, but only you can choose to understand it. A mentor can give advice, but only you can act on it. Friends can motivate you, but only you can decide to study. Obama wanted students to realize that support is a gift, but responsibility is a requirement. Success comes when support and personal effort work together. Without effort, support becomes wasted. Without support, effort becomes harder, but still possible. He also wanted students to understand that being part of a community means giving back. When a student helps a classmate understand a lesson, supports a friend through a tough day, or shows kindness to someone struggling, they become part of a cycle of support that benefits everyone. Obama believed that students should not just receive help, they should also learn to offer it. Teaching others strengthens your own understanding, and supporting others builds empathy and leadership. These qualities matter just as much as academic achievements because they shape a person's character. Obama recognized that some students feel alone or believe they do not have enough support. He encouraged them not to lose hope. Support can come from unexpected places: teacher counselors, school staff, community centers, online learning groups, neighbors, or friends who believe in them. There is always someone willing to help if you reach out. Asking for support is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of maturity and determination. In the end, Obama's message was simple but powerful. You are not alone, but your choices still matter the most. The people around you want to see you succeed, but they cannot achieve your dreams for you. Community and support create a strong foundation, but only effort, focus, and determination can build the future on top of it. Obama wanted every student to feel encouraged by the support they have and empowered by the knowledge that their own actions will ultimately shape their life. Through teamwork, guidance, and mutual support, students can rise higher than they ever imagined and help others rise with them.